Okay, guys, sorry I couldn't be there today. So we're gonna start watercolors, gonna start tomorrow. If you are coming to class in person tomorrow, please bring your watercolor supplies. That means watercolor paper, your palette of watercolors, the brush, and the two pieces of mat board that you picked up. If you're at home, please make sure you have those. So I was just gonna go through and show a few watercolors, and then we'll go from there. So this one is actually a neighbor of mine. She lives down in Port Kent. Actually, a neighbor of my parents. Her name is Ann Pember. She's a world-renowned colorist, believe it or not. And that's why it looks so, Adirondack, because it is Adirondack. Uh, and as I said, she's been in a gazillion shows. Knows how it's getting really close to looking, like a photo. And as you look into the distance, because of atmospheric perspective, it's getting lighter as it goes into the distance. This one's also by Ann Pember. She does flowers. She does do some portraits. She's really working on flowers now, and I can tell that this is an older one because it's just not nearly as good as her, the ones that she's doing nowadays. But notice like the intensity of the color. It's almost like an exaggeration of the color. No clue whose this is. But again, just look at how colorful it is. Um, it's really showing the an exaggeration of the colors on the peaches, pears. Sorry, the pears. I don't know my fruits. Um, and notice also how there really is no use of the color black. Black paint tends to really mute the colors, meaning that it kind of takes the color out of the color. So unless there's a really good reason, we try not to use it. We use a dark purple instead because that tends to be more realistic. There are some cases where you'd want to really use an actual black, um, but not often. Okay. So what we're going to be shooting with this project is to get you guys to be able to do a good watercolor landscape. This, however, is not an example of a good watercolor landscape. This type of stuff really drives me personally nuts. Um, and the thing that's driving me nuts is actually not the sunset and not the water. It is the black kind of stark, excuse me. Um, mm, it's the black stark lighthouse in the center. Just drives me insane, and I'm going to show you guys how to use watercolor better than this. You'll also notice that kind of through here, the paper is kind of beady. Um, the reason this happens is because they're literally scrubbing the paper with their brush. Now this one, although, this is done a lot, like I've seen a lot of this theme with the umbrella and the outline of the person with kind of the outside edge. And it is a pretty cool subject, so we might try one of these if you guys happen to like the subject. But I think this is very well done. It's got complicated colors. They've tried some overlapping. It's a nice piece. And they've used more or less, they've kept with cool colors. Their blues, their purples, and their greens. Oh, and sorry, and also notice how there is nothing here. They never even put watercolor on this surface. They left it white. That's really important. Okay, so for first period, third period, in ninth period, only my drawing and painting one kids. Please write, not copy and paste. Okay. I want you to look up this list of colors. So the primary colors, which I'm going to give you the answer to right now, are red, yellow, and blue. You don't need to like give a definition unless there's a definition which is listed, which there will be for complementary colors. Um, There will be for intermediate colors. Okay. But for the most part, you're just going to need to list what those colors are. Believe it or not, there is actually like 6 different groups of primaries. We know red, yellow, and blue, but the other one that people use is cyan, magenta, and yellow. And there's, as you can see with number 8, there's another group of primary colors which is used for mixing light for computers, television screens, stuff like that. Okay. If you are a drawing and painting 2 student, I want you searching for good images that you can use for doing a watercolor. And if you're drawing and painting 1, you can do this if you have the time. Please feel free. We're going to be doing it anyways, but you don't need to today. Anyways, drawing and painting 2, please use your own image if you can. We really want to use our own images if possible. If not, you want to find 3 real landscapes on the net. Please copy and paste them that you could use as a reference for watercolors. Okay. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. If you have any questions, I need to run to a doctor's appointment, but I'm happy to, answer questions, not a big deal. So I can always answer questions as we go. Okay?